I went to New York, where my brother lives, to spend time with him and capture the passion he has for what he does, and how he inspires me to be exactly who I am and to work harder than I did the day before. My family has always made comments about him becoming well known someday for film scoring, and this is what I would want people to see if that happens.
These are all percussion elements, just with a really weird effect on them. And this is playing during the very beginning. We've got this light growing very slightly. So that was my rescore of the intro to Under the Skin. I've actually never seen the movie, so I kind of scored it like a sci-fi movie, a space sci-fi, so I have no idea if that's what it actually is. Interesting thing about mixing is you might not think something like this would fit with this song, but once you hear it all together, it's interesting. This weird percussion stuff in the beginning, playing behind. What do we got here? Weird stuff. This is weird shit. This is too weird for me.
You made it!
Just kidding. I love it.
Quinton is very dedicated to his work. I mean, he wears earplugs almost everywhere he goes because living in a loud city like New York, he needs to protect his hearing in order to compose music. When he chooses to spend time doing something other than working, he'll go and see a film.
I go to Lincoln Center about once a week, sometimes twice a week. I realized that if I could have the opportunity to make film music, that I would much rather do that. The IMAX theater is like the bigger canvas, and for me it's a lot more fun to play with higher dynamic range. And also the storytelling aspect, I think, is a really fun part of film.
Quinton and I went through phases that when we were young we would get along, and then when I reached a certain age we became like best friends. And I remember one time my cousin told my mom, "Are they always like this? It's like they're in their own world." And we really were. We would just talk and laugh and get totally invested in whatever we were doing. But even when we got along, I felt like I was in his shadow. You know, school came really easily to him. He was learning computer science at the time, writing music, and I felt like he was doing all these things, and I was like, what can I do? You know, I felt so inferior to him. But now, I'm inspired by him. I realized that he's someone I could learn a lot from, and he's incredibly self-motivated. And it got annoying hearing him play the piano, it really did. We couldn't pull him off of it. It seems like Quinton's life revolves around creating music and coding projects, and his apartment reflects that.
So I pretty much packed as much equipment into this room as I possibly could.
And once he gets going on these projects, he loses all sense of time. He'll just keep working, and he realizes he forgot to eat.
So I'm one of those tech weirdos that drink Soylent for lunch and dinner. I don't have to spend any time cooking or cleaning. I hate the thought of showering because I know I'm going to spend a lot of time in the shower, and it's going to take so much time out of my day.
Even when he's not working, he's thinking of song ideas.
I have probably over 4,000 little snippets recording on my phone. I'm happy with about 24 of the songs I've worked on.
And once he's invested in a song idea, the process becomes so complicated to get one sound perfect.
Any creative thing that you do, you gotta accept the fact that the work you do in the beginning will be terrible. You just have to push through. Herbie Hancock says he's excited by the fact that he can sit down at the piano and try to be better than he was the day before. And I really like that.